So today we'd like to have a little conversation about two important things, two ways that we make thoughts and feelings that we don't want to feel or think unconscious. And those two, and the two things that we want to talk about are denial and projection. So denial's when we want to push something away.
Yeah.
When we turn away from it, basically, we push it into the unconscious, and we do that through compulsive doing, addiction, anything. I think you said it nicely before, that we just don't want to turn and look at the thing. So anything that we can do that will move us away from the feeling or the thought that we don't want to see.
Whether it is some emotion that we don't want to feel it in this moment, or whether it's some subject, for example, some subject. Hey, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. I guess it's just something that we want to deny, and then just move away, and I think it's a lot unconscious, like the movement or the doing, whatever it is, until you become aware of it. And that's why it's important to become aware of this mechanism, how the mind is working, because then you become aware, or you can observe yourself, how it's happening in you there, and become aware that, okay, there is this and this kind of things that I'm doing, not to basically stop.
Yeah, that's it. Like when you stop, then that thing that's there, that's always there until it's looked at, will arise to the surface, and the attention sort of naturally will get drawn back to it. So it's this constant effort. It takes a lot of effort to keep turning away and keeping the mind active, and it's the body component maybe is like doing exercise or eating or drugs or whatever. It's all this effort to turn away.
Yeah. And then your body can start to get symptoms. You might get sick, or get massive anxieties, or something that then it's like kind of it's like it's pushing, like you said, it's effort. It takes a lot of effort to, but then until you're ready to kind of face it, whatever it is, and inquire it. That's the thing, because
inquire into the truth of it.
Because that is the thing that we talked before also, that the emotions, we might think we can't feel them or manage through them, but when you start to you start to be more comfortable what is right now, whatever is happening, you will start to get the experience that you can get
that you
through.
can go through it.
And then also the beliefs which are under there that we don't want to look at and talk about and face, we can start to inquire into that are they ultimately true, and they can plop or like blow away, because it's like first you seeing, like being starting to be okay, whatever is happening here in this physical life, and with all these stories or beliefs, what they are here, and then you can start to go deeper and inquire the truth of them. But first you have to be okay.
You have to be able to bring them up, or allow them to come up, to be seen, and then you can go forward with it. Sometimes it's enough just to bring the thing up. I'm afraid, and to be afraid, and then naturally everything changes. So the feeling of it, or the experience of it, will change into something else, and that's a way to sort of go through it. If it sticks or stays around a bit longer, then you can start to look and inquire, okay, what am I afraid of? What are the thoughts that are coming up into the mind that need to be seen if they're truthful or not? And so the other mechanism of the mind is so denial is this pushing down and pushing away, and then the other mechanism is this projection, which is the outward movement and outward pushing away of the thing that we don't want to see within ourselves.
Yeah. So it's like when we don't want to see it in ourselves, then we are seeing it outside somewhere there, and it's like nothing to do with me. It's just it's somewhere there, and then it goes like in two ways. It can be something that we don't like, that it's disgusting, or it's like it's nothing to do with me. It can be those kind of beliefs or how do you say qualities that somewhere there is bad, or somewhere there is selfish, or it can be whatever. It can be whatever we think that that's not what I am. It's somewhere there, and then the other one is kind of that we can see also that it's nothing to do with me. Is that something that we admire? It can be something that he or she is so wise, or it can be again whatever it is. But then again, we don't see it in us. It's just only outside somewhere there. So it's good to also come aware how it is working everyday life, that how it is happening, because then you can come aware of it and start to inquire it.
So if there's like what I'm hearing you say is that if there's some type of judgment outside in terms of projection, then turn it back in a little bit. Turn it back in and say, okay, so if someone is like you're seeing someone as weak or whatever the quality is, and that's something that you don't like, become aware of the feeling of not liking and the feeling of that resistance to whatever it is that seems outside, and then sort of ask yourself the question, okay, where in life am I weak, or what's disgusting in me, or and just that attitude of wanting to bring it in, like not take responsibility, but see where those things are that you think are outside of you, that like see where they are inside, and you'll be amazed. It's really quick to, generally, if you really want to see what's happening inside as well as outside, you'll start to notice that I'm mean in some way to someone else, or I'm mean to myself, or you'll start to see that it is on the inside as well, and then in some ways you're taking responsibility. You're not separating yourself from the thing, and then you can go a bit deeper into it. You can bring it more into your own consciousness and then inquire it if necessary.
And we can start to become okay whatever is here in this physical world. We are all the same. We have all the same qualities and same things, and then we can after that start to inquire even deeper that what we really are. That it's like if this is this world, and all the people and all in us and animals and whole life and planet and this world, we are starting to see we are all one in this level and all the same in this level. You are me, I am you, and be okay with that. But then we can start to go even deeper, and then I will start to see through of these physical role characters and life, and into the reality, like what is in the deepest level in our truth, and there we are one as well, and and but it happens like in a process when you start to become aware of these mechanisms, and you start to inquire, because the denial and projection, they are both like this. It keeps the separation, like keeps the belief in a separation alive. So these are the tools that we can start to break those.
Use this, like, it's enough just to bring things to unconsciousness in some ways, to feel the thing that you don't want to feel and think the thing that you don't want to think, and then again, if you want to go deeper, you can go deeper. You can go all the way, really.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like with projection and denial, like the unconscious guilt, for example. It's interesting, but it's in another video. It's like this Course in Miracle. It goes really, really deep about the nature of life, and it's interesting, but it is another video, and what it is that is the thing. But yeah, maybe one example would be, because we had in the last video, I told that example of this belief, I'm not enough, which was like seeing first what is here, and then you could break it, that what is ultimately real. So if I wouldn't have started to inquire that belief, I could have started to, for example, project it. Like I would have maybe started to say to my workmates that, hey, you have to be faster, you are not enough. So if you haven't seen the previous video, it was the belief, I'm not enough. So if I believe I'm not enough and I'm not looking at it,
you can't face it,
then I will start to, you are not enough, and I want to start to change you. And that is like one example how the projection is happening. So I guess all these, to become aware of all these motions of what gives these reactions of you don't want to look, and you don't want to, it's nothing to do with me. Those are the things that, hey, let's stop and inquire.
There's something here. There's something. There's some belief that's on this side that's happening as well as on that side, and it mightn't even be happening on that side. Often we see things through this lens of the mind rather than actually what's happening on that side. But then it works the other way too. We sort of bring people to us that will validate and hold this belief, make us hold this belief so that it becomes stronger, because we get a sense of identity from it as a separate person. But look out for those times that you are judging, or you're pushing things outward, and just spend a bit of time by yourself and ask yourself a few sort of questions that turn it round, and notice how the body reacts, because the body's going to be the key to discovering those things about yourself, bringing them up into unconscious and into consciousness.
And then be gentle to yourself,
because
always. Because that's the, when you start to see, it can be really like shocking, like this is what is happening. It's really like, okay, and you will get these insights, and your understanding will increase when you are doing it, and you will
it is. It can be really shocking to see that thing in yourself that you've been pushing out, especially if you've been doing it for a long time. It's not very nice, and the whole thing is that it's not nice. That's why we're doing it in the first place. But to bring it back, it doesn't feel nice all the time, and then you start to see all that, like, it's more and more. I'm doing this all the time, and so be gentle with yourself if you can.
And then when you're seeing it, when you are stopping it, and you are okay with it, whatever it is, you're starting to be okay and see it, then you can start to inquire it, and you will see that it's not ultimately true, but it's interesting that it seems like we have to be first okay about the belief, in some level, and then we can throw it in, like it's not real at all.
We can go a bit further.
So then it's interesting how it is about it, because ultimately there is no separation. That is the
Yeah, that's the cause of the suffering, is the thought that I'm separate, that I'm alone, and that I'm the body that's separate. It makes fear.
and what
You'll discover those things when you start to bring unconscious beliefs up. You'll start to, discover those things as you move through.
and the beliefs, whatever the belief has been, it will start to break it, and what is left, it's okay. What is left is here happening, and you start to be okay with it, and the truth is amazing. The truth is amazing. So it just seems that you have to go through this fog or through this uncomfortable zone to break it. That we can't deny those beliefs. We have to bring them up and look at them, and the looking will then dissolve it or like do it. So that is the, I think, the interesting or the amazing part in this inquiry process. So that's the
Anything else?
I guess there is a little bit something to come aware of those mechanisms. So it will help to bring the things up.